What's up, y'all? How you doing? Well, these are Bofang radios. These are made in China, but I'm going to get another one. It's U.S.A. that's made in Japan. There are several people out there that make pretty damn good radios. Now, the difference is between these. This is a handheld ham radio. Okay, you can literally dial channels in. It has different ways to communicate. Now, this little button here, if you're on an emergency channel, you push that button, you can talk to police and. Now, these here are like 8 watts. They're high power. So are the Yasus, and there's a whole bunch of them out there. Now, I got a couple of these just for the heck of it because other GMRS walkie talkies will work with these. Okay, all you have to do is dial their channel, whatever they're on. These are very uh quite a bit more sophisticated than the regular walkie talkie, the GMRS type radios. The ham radios can be like the base station you see in the military where the guy with the big antenna and all that. Well, that kind of like this, that you could be in between two cheaper walkie talkies and they'll still be able to reach each other because this. But these are about 35, $40, and they come with their own antenna and the charger and another battery and all that kind of deal. But if you really want to do a little better, you want to get one of these. It's called an abri antenna. They have them in different lengths. Now, these are flat strap copper. And the military guys that I've talked to and I've heard about, they say that if you fold them over, they get better reception. Nobody knows why, they just do. But they have these all the way up to 4 feet. Okay, now the deal is that these are also mobile. They also have antennas that magnetize. You can stick to the top of your car. They also have bigger base units that are also mobile that you can use in your car and also use at home. Now, you can take these antennas and with a cord long enough and run this sucker up a tree, and you can reach a pretty good ways, because I've had one of these and I jumped in my truck going down the road, and my wife was sitting on the couch with the other one, and I was a good mile or so, maybe even more now that I think about it, and I could still talk to her. And it was only breaking up after I got underneath a whole bunch of power lines and transformers and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So these are pretty good. They're pretty cheap and all that. So, you can look into them. The GMRS radios, they're just regular walkie talkies, but a lot of them you can't program them. And this is a scanner as well. Now, a lot of the GMRS, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, a lot of the walkie talkies and stuff, the higher ups, the Motorola's and things like that, they do have that. Are scanners, and you can do other things with them, even with another antenna. You can reach quite a ways off. The higher you get these antennas, the better off you are. Okay, especially if you're trying to talk to somebody that's mobile. Okay, and if they have a bigger antenna, even a CB antenna would work as well. If you have a whip, I used to have a CB or what, but these base units, these ham radios, are even better for communication because they're also a little bit better solid state, made a little bit better and all, and take some stuff. So they may even withstand an EMP. You also need to check out about a Faraday cage. Faraday cage is just something that you put all your electronics in, and it's a metal box on the outside. Line it with some foam to put your electronics in, and cap, as long as your electronics are encapsulated with some kind of foam insulation, you know what I mean? And the outside is metal, you're good to go. That's a Faraday cage. YouTube has a whole lot, and this is something back from the solar deal. YouTube has a lot of information. There's a guy, I can't remember, it's KBB or KB something. Josh is his name. He's I think it's Ham Radio Crash Course. You'll see him. He's a little short guy, kind of a little bug-eyed, dude, but he's cool. He knows his stuff and all. And he talks about these Abri antennas, and then plus different types of base units, handheld units, power units, whatever you want to. I mean, he knows his stuff, right? And the same thing about the solar. Let me get back to that. Is YouTube is a plethora of information on different types of camping, solar units and stuff like that. There's an old man, I can't remember exactly what his name is, but he has a camper that he has a total solar setup for it, and he's totally mobile. So he has everything from, and you could also do that if the power's knocked out. You can still have power for your radios and still be able to charge them, even with a smaller solar panel. They even have them to where they're foldable solar panels, to where they're little setups and all. Just get on YouTube and type in mobile solar, and it's a trip how much comes up. So that's another little bit of information that you can check on. But also the radios. This is something to where you can keep contact for a good while, good distance and stuff if you need to, especially in an emergency type situation or what. But even if something happens and you're out and about or what, you still need to have a rally point. If you're going to bug out, you need to have a rally point, okay? A lot of people are going to bug in, which means, turn your house into a fortress, and that's where you're going to stay. People that have to bug out, that, you know what I mean, for any reason, if you don't want to get out of the city, well, that's what the camper's for too. I'm doing the same thing. I watched that Will Prowse, the solar dude that I told you about, for my camper, and he talks about all kinds of batteries, and you can still use all of that stuff for your power sources to recharge your batteries, for your radios, your phones, even run some lights and things like that. The Jackeries are another one. Like I said, you can look at that. Yetis. YouTube has a plethora of information. You have to find out what works for you. Okay, that's what I want everybody to understand. There is so much out there. I was looking at some other things. I was trying to look for my old phone so I could look at it and tell y'all some stuff. But there's Renogy, and they're an American company, and they make solar panels that you can fold up, and they got their own little case, kind of like my little solar deal that I told you about, like this. You remember? Well, it has this right here, but they're big. Okay, and they're only about $100 or something like that. So you don't need a whole lot of money for this. You can cut back on your coffees or whatever, you know what I mean, and save the money up and get you something, because you're going to be sitting in the dark and you're going to be like, well, I guess I could have, don't be one of those woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah, that's what I tell people. Don't ever be a woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's always better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it, right? See there? So I appreciate y'all. I'm getting pretty good likes and everything, getting comments, and I'm trying to answer as many of them as I can, as quick as I can. I appreciate y'all. I'm trying to do as much as whatever I can find to pass on the information. So I just wanted to say hello, give y'all a little bit about that, some more info that you can look into. Get on YouTube and check out, for the ham radio and all. I mean, it's just out the wazoo. There's people out there that have all different kinds of ideas and everything. It's a trip. So You need to find out what works for you, what you can afford. Look it up and all. You'll find out that a lot of this stuff is not as expensive. You don't really need a whole lot of money to buy little bit by little bit by little bit. Don't think that you have to have all the money where you have to spend it all at once. No, you don't. Get what you can. Buy what you can. Save up. Buy some more. Save up. Buy some more. That's it. We have become a nation of, oh, let's do this, let's do that, spend money, blah, blah, you know what I mean? And then think of all the money that people have spent. I know myself, I thought of everything to when I was a young man and I partied and all that kind of stuff, everything that I've spent for, I have literally spent enough money to where I could have a really, really, really nice truck in my driveway if I wanted, or obviously several bikes, literally, really. So you're the one that knows your finances. You know what you can do. Button down. Do before you have to. Do before you have to. I'm telling you. Okay? If nothing happens, well, hey, then you've got stuff to where you can go camping, you can do that, and you have a whole lot more freedom to do some things. You know what I mean? If you have some stuff, maybe you'll do more stuff. Right on? So, I've got some more things coming up. I'm trying to work on this epoxy again. I'm still doing the epoxy table giveaway. If you look way, way down there at my first videos, yep, I've got some epoxy tables and all that. Those are still the same ones. The weather's been terrible and all that kind of stuff, and now it's finally getting around to where I can do them, so I've got them all prepped up, ready to do new epoxy on them, the final clear coat and all. Been building legs and all this other kind of stuff. I'm a one-man show. So I've got more coming out. I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Have a good one. God bless America. Later.